there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video. Hold on. Okay. Um, Back with another video here on single N placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Hope you're doing well, and make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. Let's go. Ugh. I knew it. So yeah, hi. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, there was someone working in the garden that I just wanted to get past. But yeah, hi. We're out here doing another vlog, walk and chat, walk and chill. I've got the boy with us. He got a wash today at the dog wash, so if he looks particularly sparkly and white, that is why. He's looking a little dingy. It had been a minute, especially since we've been going to the lake and letting him swim and all that stuff. He just had a slight yellowish brown tinge to him, and today my roommate Doug was like, Apollo looks older somehow. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, he just looks like he's growing up, he's becoming a man. I was like, in what way? He's like, he just looks like, his fur just looks like it's not like puppy white. And I was like, oh, we can fix that. I was like, he's just been he's been splashing around and his fur was just a little greasy, a little dingy. So I was like, yeah, we gotta go clean the boy up. So that's what we did today, and he got his nails trimmed and clipped and all of that. And yeah, so we went and did that today. Easy. And so I drove him down there this afternoon. And then after so we do the self-wash, so I take care of it for him rather than getting him fully groomed. Let's cross the street. So we did that, and then afterwards I was like, oh, do you guys have time to do a trim and grind? Because they don't schedule those, it's just walk-ins. And they were like, oh, let's go check. So they went and checked with the groomers, and they were like, if you can give us like 15, 20 minutes, they can sneak him in. Otherwise, they're booked. And I was like, okay, perfect. Well, we'll just walk around. I'll take him for a little stroll and then bring him back around. So I took him outside of the grooming place. It's a pet store, but they have grooming there. And so I took him out. There's like a little walking path out behind there. So we walked around, and he went potty and did all of his sniffs and everything for about 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect, because then he won't want a walk when we get home, because he had already went on his morning walk. So I brought him back, got his nails trimmed, put him back in the car. We went and got a coffee and came home. I came home and started doing laundry and just tidying up. I'm getting ready to go on a longer day trip, which you're coming with me. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And he was so antsy in his pantsy. I was trying to write a couple skincare reviews while the clothes were running, and he was all over me and just panting. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. The 20-minute walk that we did around the shopping center, around the office complex areas, didn't count. So we're out again. And I was like, you know what? I feel like catching up with everyone. It's actually been a little bit since I've filmed a vlog. The last one I did was probably about a week ago at this point. So I was like, okay, it's time. So today's Wednesday, the day before 4th of July. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I just wanted to catch up with everyone and yeah, go from there. So I'm just gonna tilt you up slightly more. So yeah, and then when we were at the pet store, I got him a backup reserve. Well, it won't be reserve now, but dog food. It's a new brand. It's called, I forget what the name of it is, but they call it like Small Batch Raw or something like that. And it's from California, I believe. And it's freeze-dried raw dog food. It had a high level of protein, which is what I look for, high protein, minimal carbs. And they say that all of their nutrients and stuff come from natural sources, as opposed to synthetic, which I hope is true. But when I read the label, I was seeing some stuff on there that I don't normally like to see, because it's listed as just that supplement, like inulin, taurine, B12 or whatever. It just lists that, which means it wasn't part of the whole foods that were in it. So, like let's say for instance, it says vitamin C. Well, it could also just say blueberries, and there's enough blueberries to cover that, but it didn't. So that triggers me, or that sets me off to think like, okay, it's slightly over processed than what I'd like, or it doesn't have enough whole foods to cover all that, so they have to add it. But they claim it's from natural sources, so I'm going to take them at their word. I wish it would say vitamin C in parentheses, sourced from organic blueberries or whatever, but it doesn't. But I'll take their word for it that it's not synthetic. But I had ordered Apollo some more Smack dog food, and I also ordered him a new brand from the Simple Food Project, but shipping has been delayed on both of those orders, so he's getting down to the last few days of the bag of Smack that I have for him. And just with traveling earlier in the month and stuff, it just slipped my mind to order another backup bag of Smack. So I was like, okay, well, if it doesn't show up by like Monday, boy, you're not gonna have any food. So I was like, I was at the store, I was like, I'll just grab him this, see if he likes it. Hopefully he does, and I'll just supplement that, like do half and half of whatever he has left with this new stuff. And so I gave it to him when we got home, and he slurped it up like it was a bowl of dog treats. So I'm like, okay, that seemed to work. And it looked good. You put some warm water in it to kind of reconstitute it a little bit, so it kind of turns into a stew. But it looked good. Has some really good ingredients, but like I said, it had those added vitamins and nutrients listed individually, as opposed to just saying cranberries, blueberries, squash, pumpkin, which is what I normally like to see. So anyway, but it'll tide him over until his other food gets here, and hopefully his stomach reacts well to it. I asked the shop owner, I was like, well, I'm going to be kind of quickly transitioning him to this over the next few days because his regular food hasn't come in yet. She's like, oh, well, is the other food raw? And I was like, yeah, it's dehydrated raw. And she's like, oh, then usually with raw foods, you don't have to worry about it because it's just raw proteins and raw ingredients. She's like, if it was extruded or had a bunch of those synthetic things in it, then yeah, I would be cautious, because it's almost like you're putting your dog suddenly on a bunch of supplement pills, as opposed to, at least this brand claims, are naturally sourced. So we'll see what his number twos look like over the next couple of days. And it wouldn't be as big of a problem if he ran out of his Smack and I could drive down to the pet store that does sell it, which is not terribly far from here, about half an hour south. But we're leaving tomorrow, and so I had already booked this booked the self-wash. So it's like it kind of has to be something from here, because I don't have time to drive all the way across town. From where I was to where I can get Smack locally is probably about an hour drive. So I was like, it's not going to work out. It's got to be here, because I'm not going to be anywhere near a specialty pet store where we're going. So, which brings us to tomorrow's plans. We're going to go on a longer day trip up into the mountains for some hiking and some hanging out. And I'm going to bring all my camping gear just in case we decide to camp out somewhere. Otherwise, it'll just be a longer day trip. Leave early, potentially come back late. So that's kind of the game plan for tomorrow. I'm not going to say where we're going because I have it's going to tie into something else. But we're going up to the mountains, I'll just say that. But yeah, so that's everything that's going on with me. Work went well over the past week. I had yesterday, did I? No. I worked yesterday, and then I have the rest of the week off. So that's what's going on there. And other than that, we've just been hanging out. Work's going well, keeping me busy. I have a hiring event, career event on the 19th, so coming up here in a couple weeks. And yeah, that's about it as far as life stuff. Yeah, as far as like work and plans and dog, I will say today I had a bit of an emergency at the house. You know, I talk about how much I love Vacation sunscreen, right? Well, they have, in addition to their sunscreen products, they do like car air fresheners and all sorts of merch and stuff, like towels and bags and shirts and visors and hats. Well, they also do a line of candles, and I have one of every one they make, of course, but I had been burning for the past week or so their Vacation sunscreen scented candle, and it's like their luxury double potency fragrance candle, and I love it. It smells just like the sunscreen. So I've been burning that off and on, maybe longer than a week. I've had that for like probably a couple months, but I started burning it this morning when I did my morning skincare routine, and then I sat down to do some video editing and just kind of hanging out. I was in my room, I was actually watching a video about Vacation sunscreen from one of my favorite content creators, and I heard glass breaking in the bathroom, and the bathroom is right next to my room, and I had my door open, so I heard it, and but I had my headphones on. I did hear it though, and I just heard like glass breaking sounds, and I was like, my roommate's home, so I was like, I wonder what Doug's doing in there in his bedroom, because you know that's the only other human in the house. Up. And so I finished watching the video, cuddled Apollo a little bit. I was like, okay, let me go into the bathroom, let me get some sunscreen on, get ready to leave the house to take him to go to his dog washing appointment. I walk into the bathroom, the candle had shattered, the glass of the candle had shattered. And editing, Anthony, if you can remember to put in photos, do that. And so, in the whole candle, not just the wick, the entire candle, like the wax and the oil was on fire. It wasn't just the single flame, the whole candle was just like with flames. I was like, oh my gosh, and there was smoke all upside the wall. I don't keep it super close to the wall, and it's tiled. It's got the tile backsplash, so it's not even like, even if it was too close, it wasn't hitting drywall, but just the amount of smoke that was coming off of it had stained the wall. I was like, oh my gosh. So I, first of all, grabbed my phone real quick and took a picture, because immediately I was like, well, I'm gonna have to tell Vacation, the company, about this. Snapped a photo and was like, okay, how am I gonna put this out? I was like, well, let me try blowing on it first before I go get like the fire extinguisher. So I gave it a good blow, and that, I don't know if my saliva got on it or that I blew too hard, but it popped and crackled and just sprayed a bunch of this hot waxy oil. It was like black, because the actual candle glass itself was black. I don't know if they painted it black and that's what caused it to catch fire, or if it's actual black glass. I don't know, but it sparked and popped and sent a bunch of oil and wax all over the place. Luckily I didn't get burned, it didn't touch me. And this big old flame shot up, because it was, all the oil was just on fire, and this big old flame shot up and completely scorched the wall next to where I had the candle, and it shot up like, I want to say a good like 2 feet up the side of the wall, and singed my toothbrush that I have mounted there, and just smoked out the wall and stained it. And I tried scrubbing it after, so I gave it another, like, I blew out the little individual oil areas and it did go out. But yeah, it smoked up the wall, and I tried scrubbing it and it just won't come off, so I'm gonna have to repaint it. My roommate Joe said he believes that there is some spare paint in the basement, and if I can't find it, then I'll just have to go color match it at Home Depot and repaint that wall. Because I couldn't get the smoke stains off of it. Luckily it didn't like this could have burned the freaking house down, especially if I hadn't noticed it. Like if I forgot that that candle was burning and had my door shut or left the house, God forbid, like that, if that wax oil would have spilled out more on the counter, it could have lit stuff on fire. I had the vacation fragrances on that counter too in their boxes. So what if it like caught those boxes on fire and then that fragrance is all alcohol? Like that could have been a mess, like a really bad mess. So I'm glad that I was around and I was within earshot to hear the glass breaking. Like if I was downstairs and the AC was on, I wouldn't have been able to hear that. So of course I snapped a ton of photos of everything and sent it to the Vacation Inc. Instagram account, and they were like, "Oh my God, like send this to the customer service. We'll get you, email it with all the photos and we'll get you squared away." So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't expect them to do anything major, but I have 3 more candles from them that I hadn't started burning yet, but I'm not gonna burn those now. Like, I don't know what they're putting in their candles. I think they put too much fragrance oil in that because the whole thing just caught on fire, as opposed to just where the wick is burning. Like the entire column of candle was in flames. So for almost burning my house down. Maybe they'll at least pay for the paint. That would be nice, or like compensate me enough to go buy a gallon of paint. That's really what I need. But that's scary, like the risk, like what could have happened. That's the scary part. I don't think that candle is formulated well. I think they focus too much on the scent and less about how practical it is to have that under flame. So I hope the best course of action or the best outcome would be for them to reformulate that candle, because I could only imagine that happening to other people. It's scary. Or put some sort of notification on it, because I did have that burning all morning. This was from like 10 a.m. until about 2 p.m. So 4 hours of burning, and that's what happened. So they should put some sort of sticker that's like, only burn for an hour at a time, because I've been burning it off and on, like I said, for probably a couple months now. This is definitely probably the longest stretch I had it burning at one time. And it must have just been too much for it, I guess. So anyway, other than that, that's really about it. Yesterday I got to go after work with Dom and Brandon and their dog Dune up to the off-leash dog park, and we were up there for a couple hours, and we did that, and that was fun. Dune is really getting big. He's still a puppy, but he is put on quite a bit of mass, so he's not Apollo size, but he's getting there, and he is playing a lot rougher and more, not rough as in aggressive, but just he wasn't as like, "Ooh, another dog, this is scary." He was like, "Let's play," and getting all fired up, and Apollo was like, "Yes, finally a friend that can match my energy." So I told Dom, I was like, "Please, let's do this like several times a week instead of this like once every other week thing," because he slept so good afterwards. He had a blast. He was smiling the whole time, and him and Dune were just loving on each other. So I'm like, we gotta let them just get it all out a few times a week. She was like, "He has so much energy. He went from being a sleepy little baby to now he is just a terror. And I was like, yeah, that's dogs for you. and and he's some kind of like mix, like he's just a bunch of different things, but definitely like has some pit bull in him. He kind of has that shape, and so his energy is just wild. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta run him, or take him to the off-leash dog park more frequently, or do what I do and just walk ridiculously long distances, because those high energy breeds, they need it, otherwise they're just going to be a tornado in the house. And so she's like, yeah, I know, I thought I had this cat dog for the past month, and now he's just a different dog. And I'm like, that's good, that means he's growing up, you know. And he's getting his energy and he's having a good time. Like, should be excited. Your boy's growing up. So so we're probably gonna start doing that more frequently, going there and palling around. But yeah, that's what I did yesterday, and that's really about it, to be honest. I haven't been like super doing a ton of different things and activities. We've just been working and walking. What else? Went to dinner with my buddy Jeff last weekend, or earlier let's guess it was last weekend. Where did we go? Oh, we went to that Argentinian place again that I've been loving. We went there. Yeah, so just little things like that. Nothing too major at all. So yeah, so as far as diamond painting goes, we'll get to that. Then I'm going to respond to some comments. And then at the very end of this video, I will be announcing, whoa, nice one. Keep going. Up, up. Good boy. Okay, easy. Don't get caught. Okay, good boy. Do you want to do your other one that's new? Let's go over here. We've been doing this obstacle course when there's not kids on the playground. Up, up. Good boy. You got it. Use those legs. Oh, good job, buddy. Okay, come back to me. Easy. Good boy. That's easier with your nails clipped, huh? We've been doing that, both of those little obstacles, each time we go over here. And he's been getting more confident every time. I used to have to encourage him on that rock, and now he just jumps up. Hup. Good boy. Up again. Come on. You got it. Oh, nice job, buddy. You're such a good dog. You're so athletic. At the very end of this, I will put in a final clip. It'll be me back at the house because I forgot to write it down. But I will announce the winner of the 3,000 subscriber giveaway, which is a $100 gift card to Jaded Gem Shop. So I will announce that at the end of this. I'll just have to cut in. Editing Anthony will come in and take care of all that. That's his problem. So stick around till the end, or just skip to the end if you're dying to find out. But yeah, as far as diamond painting goes, I just put up today a video talking about Primrose from Distracted by Diamonds, and the fact that I am giving up on that kit, unfortunately. So that was not a fun video to put together, and I actually spent a couple of days thinking it over after stopping my work on that kit, and I just hung it up in my room, and I just kept looking at it. When I turned my head and look at it, I'm like, does it look good now? Well, how about now? Do you really want to give up on this? How about now? And it took a couple days of me just saying, no, still not happy before I was like, okay, it's official, I'm giving up. So I filmed that video after work yesterday and posted it today. So the response so far of the few comments that I have seen pop up on my phone, people seem encouraging. I was worried that people are going to be like, you're so wasteful for throwing away that diamond painting, and I would have just done it. It looks fine to me. But it's more about how I feel about it. So, but I haven't gotten any of those that I've seen, so I think that's good. But yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. If I was I'll just say this, if I was like a lot more strapped for cash or had limited amount of kits to work on, then maybe I would just deal with it, you know, but at least today, that's not the position I'm in. And hopefully I'm not in that position in the future, but you never know. So yeah, I threw all the kits threw all the drills in a big mixing bowl because I have plans for what to do. I'm going to be filming a video that's going to be involving extra drills at some point. And then I took the canvas out to the dumpster and I was like, peace be with you. And just hucked it in the garbage. Feels terrible. So it's all that plastic too. It's just like, oh my gosh. But what are you gonna do? I would not hang that up. I would do something, you know, it would just sit under the bed or in the garage forever until I finally felt comfortable throwing it away. So I was like, let's just cut to the chase, you know? So yeah, we'll see. I love that image though. And I want to have a collection of Mukas hanging in the house. So I may reach out to Jade over at Jada Gem Shop and ask her to do a custom for me. I may also just do the one from Diamond Art Club. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure which direction I'll go, but I will be doing that image some point in the future, years from now. Who knows? But I do want to do it. Just not this time, unfortunately, not this time. So there's that. I have my custom of Apollo from Jaded Gem Shop. I got about a half a section of that done because I wanted to work on something else than Primrose. So I got a little bit of that done. And then I have my cross stitch conversion that I could technically start on in place of Primrose, but I just, the thought of having to get out the tablet and pull up Pixel Stitch or whatever I was using for that, I forget which program I was using to track that, and get all that rebooted and all that stuff. I just haven't had the desire to pull all that stuff out and get going on it. So I don't think that's gonna happen for this event. And who knows when it'll actually happen. It's been a very long time since I've been in the mood to cross-stitch convert. I've been happy with just the pre-packaged kits and the ease of it. And it's not to say that cross-stitch conversions are bad or I don't like them anymore or I've changed my mind. It's my preference right now. And I'm sure sooner than later I'll be like, ooh, now I'm ready for it, you know? But I just haven't been recently. And so I didn't grab that. But here's what I did do. So because of my frustration with Primrose, I was like, I just want a round drill kit that I can rely on, that's gonna feel good, making some good progress on, you know, now that Lotus with Koi Fish is done. So I went ahead and grabbed Inspiration Peak from Diamond Art Club and Eau Claire Studio. That unboxing won't be up until August, just with how they're scheduled. It was the last kit that I unboxed in my stash a couple weeks ago, or last week. So just with how I have them scheduled, it doesn't happen until August, but I grabbed it. Oh, the reason I grabbed it is because, and I may have mentioned this in a previous vlog, I don't know, but I went to go put away my kits that I had finished unboxing, and I had them sitting on the dining room table. And my roommate saw them as he was walking by, and he was looking at all the thumbnails on the Diamond Art Club boxes, and he's like, oh, I really like this one. This one's cool. And I was like, which one? And I walked over, he's like, this one. It looks like hikes, like the hikes that we go on and stuff. This one's awesome. And it was Inspiration Peak, and I was like, oh, do you think I should do that one next? He's like, yeah, that one looks really cool. You should hang that up when it's done. And I was like, you got it. So I set it aside to kit up, and then, you know, I made my decision on Primrose, and I was like, you know what? I feel like working on it now. So I grabbed it and I kitted it up. And as I was kitting it up, I pulled all of my round specialty drills down, and I wasn't even looking at the canvas. All I did was, as I was kitting up, I'm like, okay, this is a green and it's about half a jar. Do I have anything that's even remotely close to this color and I have enough of? Perfect, we'll swap it. I wasn't looking at where it went on the canvas. I didn't even have the canvas out in front of me. I just was blindly matching colors, that DMC colors, with an approximation of a drill I had, and I wasn't even really paying attention to what kind of drill it was. So some metallics made their way in, some of the diamond dots drills made it in, some glow drills made it in, some sparklers, oh, gotta pay attention, buddy. Some sparklers from DP with Sparklers made it in. I was just clearing out my current enhancement drills that I just had little handfuls of or half jars of. And I think I added 24 enhancements to that kit. It has like 67 colors, so 24 is a lot, but it's still kind of less than half. And I just did it. I was like, hopefully this looks good, we'll see. And I've already gotten, I want to say 10%, 15% done with that kit because it's just moving really quickly. And I've been enjoying working on it over the past few nights, and I think the enhancements look good so far. There's one, the Galaxy drill that I put on it, I'm kind of iffy about, but it looks fine in general. So I'm excited for everyone to see that. So I've been working on that. And then today, I posted that video of Primrose, and I was just feeling really guilty about, come on, about putting up what I guess, if you had to categorize it, a negative video about Distracted by Diamonds. Hop up. Because it is a shop that I really love, and I honestly do trust them, and I want to believe that this was a fluke, and I don't want to poo-poo a small business. You know, I feel like I'm pretty critical about, everything I do in regards to diamond painting, because I think it's important to be critical and have a critical eye, but not overly critical. I don't think I come out and I'm like, this is all trash, awful, blah, 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 but I'm not going to brush under the rug when I have a poor experience that I have, regardless of the size of the business. But I just feel like I may have a track record of I don't know how to put it, because I do lift up a lot of small businesses, but it's the times that I have a poor experience that stand out to me, because that's just how the world works. Like, the positive things, at least in my head, that I've said about businesses, they're there and I do remember them, but there's more poignant moments where I can specifically recall when I've put up a video being critical or talking about a poor experience I've had. My DIY moon shop videos stand out. My Uniquely Yours Down Under videos stand out. Come here. Even my, I don't think I ever posted a video about this, but maybe I did, about my experience with paint with diamonds when I very first started diamond painting. Okay, let's cross the street again. I just wanted to, sorry. We were following someone and I wanted to break away from them, but now we've got a dog behind us, so Apollo's distracted. Come on, buddy. So yeah, you know what I mean. Like, the bad stuff just is more stuck in my mind because I don't like being critical or having something poor to say. I wish every experience I had diamond painting was an awesome one. So anyway, I don't want to just post that and be like, I had a poor experience with Distracted by Diamonds, and then you don't hear me talk about them for months and months and months. Because I don't want that to be I don't want that to be a lingering sentiment, and I don't want that to be anyone's perception of like, oh, Anthony, the guy that doesn't like Distracted by Diamonds, because that's not the case at all. So, all of that being said, I thought I was gonna just pick a small Old Masters kit next week to start up on. I don't really have anything that's technically small, but I have one from Diamond Painting Shop that's kind of medium sized. I was thinking of ordering the Masters paint gem set and just doing that. Here's what I ended up doing. I ended up saying to myself, you know what? You have more Old Masters from Distracted by Diamonds. Give them another shot. I went out to the garage and I remembered that I have Spring from Alphonse Mucha and Diamond Painting Shop. Big old panel in round. And so I said, let's do it. Let's get into it again. So I grabbed it and I kitted it up and I just started putting a few drills down before we left for this walk. What I can say is my inspection of the drills as I was kitting up, they look to be consistent in shape. They're more, I want to say they're resin. I almost want to say they're resin, but I just don't know Distracted by Diamonds as being a shop that provides resin drills. But from my experience with Primrose, I just don't know anymore. So they could be. They're highly faceted. Hold on. Come here. Good boy. This way. They're highly faceted, they're a little bit more pyramid, and they have the dimples on the bottom, which I feel like is a telltale sign of resin as opposed to being completely flat from what I remember. So I think they're resin drills. I want to say they are, but I don't want to say that and then it's wrong. I went back on Etsy to see when I purchased this kit, and I purchased it in July of 2022. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if they are or not. But they're all uniform in shape and style, so that's good. At least we have that going for us. It's not just like, hey, that's a frog. You don't need that. He doesn't like you. And you're not going to eat frogs. At least they're all the same. So that's good. I didn't notice any stuck together drills when I was kitting up. They all looked fine. And so far the first couple colors that I put down look fine. The rendering looks good. It's too early to tell. It's much easier to tell when there's drills down. So it's too early to tell, but there wasn't anything glaring as far as like skin tone issues or anything like that that I noticed on the canvas itself. So I am hoping and praying that this goes well. I'm gonna work on it. I doubt I'll finish it before the end of the event, but I'm gonna get a row done before I post on Instagram that I've changed kits or started up a new kit. But I just felt bad. I want to get a win in from Distracted by Diamonds to just balance things out, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm working on Spring by Alphonse Mucha and Distracted by Diamonds. I think it's like, I want to say it's 40 something by like 100 and something. It's more of a narrow panel than Primrose. It's closer to the two that I've done from Diamond Painting Shop, winter and summer. So I'll have Spring from Distracted by Diamonds, should it work out okay. And then my last season Autumn is from Jaded Gem Shop, and that's still in my stash. So yeah, lots of Mucha going on in my life. So we'll see. If I don't finish this by the end of the month, which I highly doubt I will, because it's oh, snake, sorry, didn't mean to scare you guys, didn't mean to scare Apollo. There's a snake sitting in the driveway right there. Sorry, oh my gosh, my heart. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Oh my goodness, that scared me. It was just sitting right there on the sidewalk. That's why you gotta keep your eyes open. Apollo, you didn't even see it. Sorry, hold on. And catch my breath. Oh, you okay? Okay, we're fine. I don't even know what I was saying. I don't even know what the heck I was talking about. That scared the bejeebus out of me. Let me put your light on. Oh, there you go. Whew. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah. I doubt I'm gonna finish that by the end of summer with the Masters. I highly doubt it. So maybe I'll get to carry it over into Muka Mania and then start on Medi, or I'll just do spring for Muka Mania 2, or who knows, but I've got another Muka in the mix. I feel like this year I'm never not going to have a Muka going, because I did summer this year, and I started that at the beginning of the year, then went right into then I went right into Gizmonda, and then I went right into Primrose, and now I'm going right into spring. So it's the year of Muka, and I'll probably be doing another one by the end of the year potentially. So yeah, but it's good. So that's that. That's all of my whips that I have going right now. Cross stitch conversion, spring, custom of Apollo, and inspiration peak are my 4 whips that I have going right now. What I have kitted up, not started, is just Inner Garden by Yume Art. And that might be something that I try to tackle later on in the year. Who knows? It's already July. And yeah, I'm going to be doing my second Lotus with koi fish. I was going to kit that up and work on it today. I just didn't have, or not kit that up and do the video picking my enhancement drills and then going shopping, but I just didn't have time today. So I'll probably do that in the next couple weeks here. I don't have a firm deadline on that. Oh, I'm lying. I have another whip. I have 5. A Question of Reality. I got the first row done on that. So that's moving along. Maybe I'll just work on that tonight instead of pushing with spring. Give myself a little break from the Mukas and just work on A Question of Reality. That actually sounds kind of nice. So I'll probably do that. So I have 5 whips going, my apologies. And then Inner Garden's the only one kitted up, not started. But I need to kit up Lotus with koi fish and do that that charting, and then go shopping on DP with Sparklers for the drills, and get started on that when those arrive. I don't foresee myself actually putting drills down on that second canvas for probably another month or so, but I will get it done by the end of the year, I promise. So yeah, have that. Medi is in shipment. It should be here next week, so I'll film that unboxing, and then that's all the kits that I have to unbox, and that's my whole stash. Diamond Art Club almost got me today with their July 4th sale, buy one get one half off, and I had 4 kits in my cart, and I was like, no, bring me Apocalyptic Garden. So I didn't do it. I'm holding out. I'm holding strong. I hope I don't let any of those points expire, because I've got I have up to like $100 off that I could use right now. So I'm hoping they don't expire. If they start, if it's coming up, then I'm just gonna have to place an order. But I was gonna get Lost Oasis, I think is what it's called. I was gonna get My Inner Sanctuary. There was, I think, an Old Masters, I can't remember. And then I forget what it's called. It's like Mountain Meadow or something like that. I think it's an Eau Claire studio. I was gonna get that too, but I was like, no, keep waiting. You've been doing so good. So that's that. But yeah, and then as far as filming plans, I still haven't filmed my Summer with the Masters video at the time of recording this. I really wanted to go to the Denver Art Museum and do some filming of their Western art exhibit, but I'm not gonna have time with everything else I have planned. Or everything else that's been going on and will be going on this weekend. So I'm doing something else, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it'll be a little bit easier, and I'll still be incorporating something fun unique with it, I'm hoping. I have some research to do tonight when I get home, and then I've got work to do on it over the weekend, but I'm hoping to get it all buttoned up by Friday in 2 days and get that all posted and ready to go for Sunday. So that's everything, really. A Question of Reality is still on the books, and I'll be formally announcing that in August, and it'll just be September, the event. And I have already locked in some exciting stuff, including some special guest or guests, and I've been trying to come up with some weird, unique ideas to do for it, exploring the themes of what is reality and just some other stuff that's in that image. And so it's going to be really different. It's going to be really weird, but I hope you like it. I'm super excited. I just have to figure out how to make some of these ideas come to fruition in terms of filming, because it's going to involve some filming styles and some editing and stuff that I've never done before, so I'm going to have to flex some different muscles, I think. We'll see. I might decide to tone it down, but I have some cool ideas. So that'll be coming in September, and then we move into Mookamania, which I haven't planned that at all. Haven't planned that. I mean, other than confirming the dates, I don't have any ideas as far as like content yet. I think I'm just gonna pick some different artwork and tell the story, or maybe I could pick Mehdi and talk about the play and like the plot points and how the artwork ties into it. Like, I think that's gonna be easier to pull off than A Question of Reality, because it's not, it's a little bit more freeform, and I want to do some different stuff with it. So anyway, but let's get into some comments here. I'm sorry, I had a lot to catch up on. It's been a week. It's been a whole week since we've spoken, at least filming wise. Ooh, so I haven't been buying diamond paintings, right? But I have been buying skincare, specifically sunscreens, because I've been, come on, what are you doing? Because, it's summertime. I use a lot of sunscreen all year, but I particularly feel like I burn through it during the summer months. I've even been setting an alarm on my watch for every 80 minutes, so that way I don't forget to reapply. So I've been buying more sunscreen, and I've already got an entire cabinet with a lot of sunscreen in it, but I use a lot of it, and I let my friends use it and stuff too, so I don't let it expire, and I keep track of all my expiration dates. There's so much goose poop over here. Let's go this way. I'm glad you stopped eating goose poop, otherwise this would be a buffet for you. Not you watching, Apollo. But I got on a Korean website that I used to shop on quite frequently, and I stopped for a while. It's called Yes Style, and they have Japanese stuff too, and they have American stuff too, but it's mainly focused on Korean skincare, and they usually have really good deals. So I went on there and built out a whole giant cart. I might have mentioned it in my previous vlog that I was putting this big old cart together. Well, I whittled it down to, I think I ended up getting 11 sunscreens and some other stuff. Come on. And some other stuff. So that'll be here on Tuesday, which is exciting. Their shipment's pretty fast. So I did that, and then I was watching, sorry, I'll get to comments, I promise, at least a couple. I was watching another skincare YouTuber, and she was reviewing a sunscreen that is a European sunscreen, so it uses the more modern European filters, UV filters, which are just generally more cosmetically elegant and more effective than what we have at our disposal here in the US. Same with Korea. But she was reviewing this one, and I was like, that looks so good. I wish I could get my hands on that. And then she said where the site that she got it at, she's like, I'm just gonna mention it where I got it, but I'm not putting a link to the shop because I don't know if they're supposed to be shipping to the US, because usually we can't get our hands on those more modern European sunscreen formulations. So she typed it out at the bottom, very bottom of her description box, but didn't put a link. So I looked the store up, and it's an online French pharmacy. It's from France. And they do ship to the US. Like, it wasn't shady, like you just click the country and then it adjusts the currency and all that stuff. Like, I didn't feel like I was doing anything nefarious, but I think technically they're not I don't think they're supposed to be shipping globally, certainly not to the US with some of the products that are on their site. Like, a lot of times shops do have those more modern filter products because they're like a European brand, but once you click US or change the language to English, a bunch of those products are suddenly not available for you to shop. You can get their other stuff, just not their sunscreen, because the US considers sunscreen a drug as opposed to a cosmetic. So it's like buying a drug overseas. You can't do that. So I don't know what loophole they're using or whatever, but I got on their site and the prices were so good. Shipping was not terrible. Ready? Hop up. It wasn't free, but it wasn't exorbitant. But I had access to sunscreens from a brand called Aven, which you can get in the US, but not with their European filters. I got some Aven, I got some La Roche-Posay using European filters, and I forget what the other brand is, like Bioderma maybe, but all with modern European kind of cutting edge UV filters. And so I was like, am I gonna do this? Like, these are good prices, like way cheaper than I thought. We're talking, I think the most I paid for a bottle of sunscreen was like 12 bucks. And so I got 7 of them, and shipping was like $18, because I was like, I'm giving myself a budget of $100. And so those are already on their way too. They should get here next week. So I'm gonna have so much sunscreen so I can have fun in the sun with some really exciting Korean and European sunscreen filters. I guess the Korean ones aren't approved in the US, but YesStyle offers them to the US. Maybe there isn't strong regulation against it, because I've never felt like I was doing anything wrong by ordering the Korean sunscreen, so I don't know why the European ones I felt so naughty for ordering them, but I did. And I think it's just because they're usually a lot harder to get. And maybe the EU has some sort of thing about not shipping them to the US. I don't know. But for whatever reason, it felt like I was being sneaky. So anyway, come on, this way. Okay, let's get to it. Sorry, everyone. I just needed to get all that out. I gotta film more often, otherwise I monopolize your time. Okay, let's go to comments. Let's refresh and then scroll all the way down. I know a lot of these were responding to like what your favorite video was of mine, so I may just heart and like those too as we go. Okay, so these are all in regards to my vlog episode 116, my experience at Coaster Mania. I'm keeping my head up because of the snakes, so if I sound like I am distracted, it's because I am. Chocolate Diamonds says, you are an enthusiast. They are jerks. Look at the definition of the word. Oh, we already talked about that last time. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I will have to look up the definition of the word. Oh, no, I think we talked about, I feel like it said Jersey, but maybe that was a different comment. I don't remember. They are jerks. Look at the definition of the word and don't let those jerks steal the J from your joy. I will not. I promise I won't. Apollo, did your light go out or did I turn it off? Nope, it's out of battery. Well, I don't want to go that far down the creek because there's no lights over there. Should we do it anyway? I'm scared. There's snakes. All right. They're taking a risk here. I will not. No, I'm too scared because there might be a branch on the sidewalk and I'm going to be like, oh, what is that? So we're going to turn around and go this way. We're going to go back towards town where there's lights. And I might just walk in the street. Okay. So I won't. And it was a blast. It was a good trip. And then Polly Tobin said, I'm glad you enjoyed your vacation, Anthony. I laughed over the complainers in the groups. Unbelievable how people feel they are so entitled. They should have to live in primitive countries in this world where folks have nothing. Yeah, I know. Like, to complain about, like, the temperature of your free buffet mac and cheese and stuff like that was just a little excessive. But it's okay. That was such a blip in the overall thing. In the overall trip, and mainly I did film that to share with the Cedar Point Facebook group, which it got positive response. I was worried that people were going to be like, hey, I'm one of those people that doesn't like it, but I got a lot of positive response there too. So but yeah, thanks for letting me vent about that, I guess, a little bit. I appreciate it. Ooh, this wings place is still open. Is that what I want? I still haven't had dinner yet tonight. So thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate it. Alley Cat, hi, says Anthony, so glad you had a good time and made the most of the experience despite the roller coaster discontented. Such a shame that some people just can't have a good time. Hold on. This way. Keep going. Keep it moving. It's a shame that people just can't have a good time no matter what. Almost feel sorry for them. It was good to see all your pictures. I've never been there, and it's actually been many years since I've gone to a theme park. Thanks for letting me enjoy them vicariously. Of course, yeah. I plan on going back either there or doing some other sort of theme park trip next year, potentially even some other kind of theme park trip this year, who knows. But I'd love to do that again. It was a lot of fun. So thank you for the comment. And then Bella Luna has a couple comments coming in, and they say, I'm glad you had a good time. It was peculiar how people are these days. My mama always told me misery loves company, and the more miserable a person is, the more they attempt to create misery in others around them to justify their own. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Yes, I agree completely. Your mom was right. And then they go on to say, I haven't drank alcohol for over a decade, nor have I drank soda. I got the same icky feeling from both. Yeah, I drink soda. I drink diet. Well, that's a lie. I drink 99% Diet Coke or some sort of diet beverage. I don't really like the zeros. I don't like them trying to make it taste like regular soda. I like the artificial sweetener taste. And we've talked about this before, I'm sure, but it comes back to when I was a kid, my cousin was diagnosed with, I forget which type of diabetes, but it's like the adolescent. Is that it? It's the one that you can get at any age. It's not diet related or like, he was only, gosh, how old were we? He was maybe 9 when he was diagnosed with it, maybe a little bit older. And so he would always have diet sodas when we'd go out to have a soda, or, he'd have them at the house. And so when I would do sleepovers and hang out with them, I wanted to be different too, so I would always order a diet soda with him, and I developed a taste for it. I don't like full fat sodas. I like the diet ones and still do. But occasionally I'll put a splash of regular soda in there just to mix it up, but it's usually a different flavor. Like, I like the taste of Dr. Pepper, but I don't want the sugar, so I'll do like all diet soda and then just put a splash of Dr. Pepper or something in it just to get the taste of Dr. Pepper or whatever. The same with like, I'll do all diet Sprite, but then I want just a little extra lemon, maybe just a touch. So I'll put a little splash of regular or a little splash of lemonade in it. But yeah, and as far as the alcohol goes, I think we talked about it, but I had a mimosa with my roommate / buddy Joe on Father's Day last month, and that set me off. Not set me off, but I could feel it. And then, gosh, what was that, like a couple weeks ago, a bunch of people came over, friends came over just to hang out, and I was offered a beer and I drank half of it and then left the rest on the counter. I was like, man, I don't like this. So I'm not 100% off, but I definitely, it's just not as appealing to me anymore. But I'm trying to just like, I'll have one, next time that happens, I'll probably have a beer or something. Just so, I feel like there's a lot of, we talked about this when I stopped drinking. How about that I think a lot of people take social comfort in knowing that everyone is having a drink, I guess. And as opposed to me being like, no. I feel fine just saying yes now and taking a few sips, or I drink the whole thing, who cares? But yeah, but I'm not trying to like drink to excess or anything like that. So anyway, thank you for the comment. And then they go, oh, we already did that. But yeah, I haven't been getting that icky feeling that I did with the Mai Tai. I think that purely had to do with the fact that it was just a bad drink, just a syrup bomb, and less about the alcohol, I think. I haven't felt like my stomach didn't get messed up from the champagne, and it didn't get messed up from the beer, but that's like one drink every few weeks, as opposed to a couple beers every night, so I think consistency plays a big factor into that too. Thank you. Sorry. It's loud, sorry. Thank you for the comment. We're gonna cross the street here. Easy. It's already 9:30 at night. Holy moly. And I'm hungry. Downtown Golden's definitely a little bit more sprightly during the summer. And it has been packed down here. It's been packed here during the day because we have a lot of tourists that come in. And so downtown's just been like shoulder to shoulder. So I haven't been walking downtown very much recently. Okay, so thank you so much, Bella Luna. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I like everything. And then Lisa Noof says, hey Anthony, sounds like you had a great time in spite of the disgruntled enthusiasts. I do hope you have a friend to go with you next year because it's much more fun to share exciting experiences with other like-minded people, and I doubt they'll let Apollo on the rides with you. I wouldn't force him to do that, but it'd be nice to have my little baby there with me walking around getting some miles in. But yeah, I mentioned it, I think, in a previous vlog that I do have a couple friends that said if I go next year, they'll go with me. But who knows, maybe I'll have somebody else. You never know. I guess in order for that to happen, I should start, socializing and dating, but meh. Sounds like a lot of work. Anyway. And then, thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate it. Then we have someone commenting on my unboxing of Pride by JoJo's Art. Let me just skid around these trees here. This is Don Morris says, hi Anthony, I stopped buying diamond painting 6 years ago because of all the plastic waste. My conscience couldn't take it. Not only that, the drills, hold on, let's cross the street. Not only that, the drills That I ended up accumulating as spares was another concern as I threw them away, could end up in the oceans. The plastic wrapping on the box needs to go, not necessary. And no, I didn't want to kit every time either. Toolkit. Good video, hopefully will make people think about this. Love all your blogs, by the way, especially doggy walking ones. Oh yay, well we're doing another one again, you probably just can't see anything. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not, I haven't taken it to heart so much that I'm gonna stop diamond painting, but it's just one of those things, you know, like, it's like, okay, well, if you are going to do this thing, I don't think the answer is diamond painting should just be eliminated, illegal, can't do it anymore. And maybe someday doing stuff like this that's kind of in some people's eyes needless plastic in the face of like protecting the planet, maybe someday a lot of this stuff will be cut down on when the world gets to that point. If and when, I guess. But so I don't think the answer is eradicate it, but it's like, if you are going to do it, similar like how I feel with skincare, you know, there's so much packaging and bottles and stuff that goes along with it, but I don't think the answer is everyone stop washing your face and shut it all down. But it's like, how can you take this thing that is inherently taxing on resources and minimize the excess, like the stuff that you can do without, you know, while still at the core of it enjoying the craft and doing the thing. And so I think you're right, like toolkits, excess packaging, you know, that plastic wrap around the entire box, just put a sticker at the top and call it good, you know. I don't think we need it to be wrapped in plastic, I agree. And the same with the actual canvas itself. I guess it could potentially get wet in transit or wet in storage, but when I take my canvases out of the plastic sheathing to do an unboxing, I throw it away. I don't put it back in there to store because they're indoors. They're off the ground. I'm not worried about them getting flooded on or anything like that. And I think, I mean, I don't know how practical this could be, but you could put the drills in paper little satchels, little flappy envelopes instead of the plastic. That I don't know how less wasteful that would be, but it would make that recyclable as opposed to that film getting thrown away. So I think there's stuff that you could do. What I would love to see, and I don't know why this isn't a thing, it's probably because the infrastructure around how drills are made is already pretty much set in stone. Like there's special machines that make them. They were made to do it a certain way with a certain type of material, and that's just is what it is. It'd probably be exorbitantly expensive, but I don't know why. I guess I just said why, but I wish, that's what I'll say. I wish a company would produce drills that have been made from 100% recycled material. Even if they can't be recycled after the fact because it's been dyed, and a lot of times you can't recycle dyed or colored plastics, but I don't understand why you couldn't make them using 100% recycled materials rather than using virgin, but that's what they call it, virgin plastics. I don't know why. Maybe it has, like I said, it must have to do something with the manufacturing, like the machine can't press them into the drill shape, or it's just not, you need that virgin plastic in order to get the shape. I don't know, but it would be cool if they figured out a way to use recycled water bottles or ocean plastic to make the drills. It would help, I guess, a little bit. It would help take some of that recycled plastic burden off. Yeah, I don't know. You know what else you could do is after you finish a kit, if you're not into it for the hanging of it, you just like the act of it, just pry them all off and reuse them on the next kit. and just order kits with no drills. Or just do a cross stitch conversion, and when you're done, take them all off and then use them on the next one. But yeah, there's ways, but ways oftentimes take money and infrastructure and effort. And sometimes just because you're doing something that feels like it's going to be more sustainable, sometimes it's not. For instance, a lot of people say, oh, instead of shipping, like in skincare, instead of doing everything in plastic bottles, I don't see why people don't, or brands don't just start putting everything in glass bottles, because glass is recyclable. It sounds right. It sounds like that is a good move. But a lot of these products get shipped long distances and overseas, and the vehicles and transport that ship all this stuff use fossil fuels to get them there. And what's lighter, a plastic bottle or a glass bottle? So the amount of weight and the amount of energy it takes to get something across the world or across the country is more, because it's heavier goods. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then out of all of the materials that we recycle, plastic recycling infrastructure is the most robust out of any of the materials. Recycling glass is harder in some cases if your intent is to break it down and to turn it into something else, as opposed to just refilling the glass bottle. But to break it down and turn it into a different glass product uses a lot more resources, from what I understand. Hop up, hop up, hop up, hop up. Come on, come on. Why aren't you doing it today? Let's go, let's go. Come on. Oh, you're distracted. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Come on. Apollo. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Let's go. It is more taxing, or just requires additional equipment, or is just harder for facilities than plastic. Like, plastic is the most, plastic recycling facilities are the most abundant recycling facilities that we have. So oh my gosh, it's so loud. So yeah, a lot of people say like plastic actually is the better option than trying to pack something in glass. Or a lot of brands will package their liquid mixed goods in like a paper bottle, so it looks very eco and stuff. But then you open that up and there's a plastic pouch inside, because you can't put toner or cleanser in just paper, or they line the paper with plastic so it's no longer recyclable. So it looks very sustainable and eco-friendly and granola and crunchy, but it's really worse because now you're using the plastic and the paper. So there's just so much nuance to it. And again, the best thing we could do technically is just to stop producing all of this stuff. But let's just be real, that's not going to happen. So we have to find these other ways of minimizing the impact, but looking at the whole picture, rather than saying, oh, this will look nice on paper, this will look good in marketing, we can really sell people on how sustainable we're being because, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors. We really have to look at, like, from the time the materials are sourced, where are we getting the ingredients and the materials for this stuff, all the way to the point that someone is finished with the product and throwing it away. And even after that, you know, what happens once it makes it into the recycling bin or the trash. Taking a look at the impact from conception to waste, and seeing what makes the most practical improvement, maybe not the most showy, you know. So a lot of times companies will use plastic packaging in favor of glass because it is lighter, doesn't take as much fuel to get it to where it needs to go, and the infrastructure is there to recycle it. Brands should put easily removable labels on their stuff. That way you can peel them off so you have a clean plastic or glass bottle. It shouldn't be printed on or dyed on or anything like that. Or etched, you could etch it in. I haven't really seen too many brands do that. That sounds really expensive, but like etching the info on. So yeah, that just goes back to, this will have to be the last comment. We didn't get through very many at all, but we're almost done with our walk. But yeah, I totally see what you're saying. And I you know, if that was weighing on your conscience that much, then I applaud you for making the decision to step away from the craft. I don't think anyone would come to you and say, no, you have to do it, you know, because that's what I do, you know, and now you're making me feel bad. I applaud you for making that decision. And I feel that to a certain extent sometimes too, especially like this instance with Primrose where I'm like, nope, not doing it. It's like, okay, well, that was just all that manufacturing and all that plastic and stuff was kind of for nothing because I don't even get to enjoy the finished product, which I think speaks, it's yet another reason why shops should really, really not put the manufacturing and the quality of their products on autopilot and really take a close eye, because there's also the waste aspect as well, you know. Having a ton of trash drills, having drills that are stuck together, all of that stuff that people are just going to pick out and throw away, that's not good. Sorry, I hear a weird noise. I think it's someone's AC. It almost sounds like something purring. That's what I thought it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, if there's a mountain lion down here. But it's a very consistent, rhythmic boo, boo, boo. So I'm like, okay, mountain lion would not be purring at an exact time. But yeah, it's another reason why if you're going to open a diamond painting shop and work with, you know, and start pulling more of those resources, then you better be doing it right. And checking to make sure that your manufacturer is doing the best they can to mitigate waste. I feel like that's such a missed opportunity in the market. Maybe it's because if you're diamond painting and using like a lot of plastic in a craft that you're doing, then maybe, I guess, you don't have, like, thinking about sustainability and mitigating waste is top of mind. But I think about that stuff, and I'd have to believe that a lot of people that, you know, care about the planet could also diamond paint. But for whatever reason, that I've never seen that specifically. Like, Diamond Art Club made some changes to their toolkits and got rid of some stuff, but they didn't completely get rid of them. They kind of, they did a little bit, but they upgraded the pen. They didn't like completely get rid of the toolkit. So I never saw in any of their marketing as that's like been pinpointed as the reason that we're doing this is because we want this craft to be more sustainable. I don't think I've seen that black and white from them. I think it came from more of like we're upgrading our toolkits and changing some stuff, but I don't think, I'll have to go back and read their statement on it. I think they put something on Facebook, but I don't think that's the angle they took. But I feel like that might be an untapped like selling point, is if there really was a shop that came out that was like, we're starting out wanting to create diamond paintings in the most sustainable way that we can. So we're not offering toolkits. If you need them, find them somewhere else. But we're not offering toolkits. Our boxes, we use recycled cardboard boxes with minimal labeling on them. That way it's easily recycled. We're using recycled canvas material or some sort of blend of canvas material that's made from recycled fibers. I feel like that would be easier than the drills. And just taking that kind of angle towards it, I feel like there's a market for that. At least there would be for me. Like, I would seek out a shop that kept things really, really simplified. Our drills are packaged in paper envelopes so they can be easily recycled. That in and of itself would be enough for me to buy from a shop. What else? And geez, if you could find, if a shop was able to manufacture their drills utilizing recycled plastic, even if that's where the chain ends and recycling is with that diamond painting, that's still better than nothing, and that's better than using virgin plastics. If they could figure that out and market that, I would, and if the quality was good, there is no doubt in my mind that I would switch and start purchasing like almost exclusively from that brand or that shop, because that's huge. That's huge. And if they had a website that's like, with every diamond painting, you're removing X amount of water bottles from the ocean, like, just imagine like how they could use that benefit to their advantage and like keep track of it. Maybe a shop that, for each diamond painting, a certain percentage gets donated to like the World Wildlife Fund or something like that. Like, I think that's a missed opportunity, and I don't know why shops don't take that approach. I guess maybe because they believe, or customer bases have not shown an interest in that kind of care. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if that's something that would interest you. Is a diamond painting shop that did the best to mitigate the effects of the craft itself. Maybe that's why no one wants to do it, is because it's like you're kind of putting a spotlight on you're like trying to resolve a problem that you're creating, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why it doesn't come off very well. But I mean, if you're gonna do it, and I think everyone listening here is probably doing it or is gonna do it or has done it, might as well, try to, I don't know. Anthony, are you starting your own diamond painting shop? The answer is yes. All I need from you, everybody listening, I need $1 million each so I can start my own recycled plastic drill processing warehouse here in the US. So that way we're not shipping anything from China anymore. We'll save all that fossil fuel. And yeah, I'm gonna do it right. If I can raise, let's set it at, if I can raise 50 million, then I will launch Anthony's Organic Diamond Paintings. That kind of goes back to my Rocky Mountain putty seeds, my organic putty. Oh my gosh. But I do think that there is like there's space for that. I just don't know how practical it is, and I don't know if the diamond painting community would respond well to that, or would even care. Not respond well, but I don't even know if that is a factor that the majority of people take into consideration. And I can only imagine if you were to do all those things. It sounds great on paper. We've got recycled this and, caring about that and special this and special that. You know what that equates to is markup, because all of that stuff costs extra. And so suddenly it's like, okay, you've got the most sustainable and conscious diamond painting that anyone has ever created. It's $250 a kit, because all of this stuff is special made, extra effort, special processing. So I bet you the actual price would be far outside what the common or average diamond painter would ever pay for that earth friendliness. The price would probably far outweigh that. So there's a lot of factors to take in consideration, but thank you for that comment. It really unlocked a whole train of thought for me. So Don Morris, you are the MVP of this vlog. But anyway, we're back to the house. Don't forget to stay till the end. Editing Anthony is going to announce the winner of the Jaded Gem Shop gift card, so stick around. But thank you for coming along. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it, happy placing. We did 3.6 miles, and we'll see you next time. Bye, bye. Bye. Come here. Apollo? Hi. Hi. I love you. Okay, bye everyone. Okay, editing Anthony here, and he completely forgot to do anything fancy with this, but here is our winner for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much, congratulations, and message me on Instagram or email me with instructions on how to claim your prize.